Howdy, everyone. Welcome to the Sollu Kaburz podcast, episode number 3. Well, this podcast is one for the ladies. It's one of those topics that I've been waiting to do for a long time, and it's quite appropriate that I bought a lady for the first time on a podcast. So, welcome, Soumi.
Thank you so much, Najeeb.
Yeah. Just a little brief about Soumi. She was my English language trainer for the IELTS. I met her because I was looking for an English language trainer for my IELTS exam. And I met her. She's a wonderful trainer. Besides being a wonderful trainer, I had a good friendship with her, and I got a sense of what her thoughts were about the way women are treated in our society, and I thought she would be the most appropriate person to talk on the topics that we have mentioned in the title, so to speak. So, Soumi,
Yes, Najeeb. Tell
yep,
me.
you work as an English trainer. So, where did you get this fascination for English language? If you can tell us very quickly.
Oh, yeah. So, see, I think I got this fascination when I was in school.
Hmm.
I always used to look at my English teachers at that point of time, and they were wonderful. The way they used to carry themselves, the way they used to talk and teach us. And then I thought, okay, why not? Why not I also become an English trainer? And
Hmm.
then I started doing my phonetics, learning phonetics and linguistics and all that in college. And I thought, yep, that's what I want to do, you know. And that's how I actually got this idea. It's all thanks to my professors. They're wonderful.
How is it that we end up getting wonderful English teachers and shitty teachers and everything else? Because I have the same experience, and many of my friends. Because I come from Kendriya Vidyalaya, CBSE Central School, and I had the
Mhm.
most cool English teachers I've ever met
No.
in my life, and they have taught me some more than English language, right? They've taught me about
I yeah,
life itself.
yeah, I can understand. I think we are more inclined towards learning a language and different culture and how to, personality development, like how to present yourself in front of a student. I think that's the reason why we get all wonderful English trainers or professors. And boys, if I must say that they are highly fascinated by the English trainers when they were in school. So, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, you add to one of the wonderful line of English teachers that I've had in my life.
Oh, thank you so much, Najib. It's
No
very
worries.
kind of you.
No props. Of course, along with being an English teacher, obviously, you don't live with your parents, right? I mean, you are independent. You're out. You live in the
Yes,
city. Yep.
yes. I don't live with my parents. They are, in Kolkata, and I have been living in Bangalore for 10 years now.
Oh wow. Okay. I've been in Bangalore for 6 years. You also have a wonderful, big, beautiful Bengali name, which I would be embarrassed to pronounce. But isn't it? You're a Bengali, right? You're a Bengali,
I am a
correct?
Bengali. Yes, I
What
am a
is it?
Bengali.
What is it about Bengalis? Most of them end up being progressive. Not, if not most, at least a significant proportion of Bengalis are quite progressive people. Where does that come from? What do you think?
I think you know what I can talk about myself and the family that I was born in, and I think my parents are very progressive thinkers, um, and our educators or the teachers somewhere we are very unapologetic towards life in few things, okay, if
Hmm.
I may use that word, and very stubborn, and we would like to read. We were told to read many books, Najib, when we were small. And I think reading actually gotten into us, and different kind of discussions, be it political discussions or music or anything. And that's how I think we have become very progressive. I mean, reading takes a major part though. That's how I think we like to think. And if you see, most of the Bengalis, we like to travel as well.
Uh-huh.
And so that is another very important part, because if you don't travel, if you don't experience culture, different people, you go and talk to them and communicate, you cannot become a progressive thinker, because you're
Hmm.
in one place stuck there, and you feel that, okay, my ideas, my values, they are the most important thing. You don't know what is happening outside. You don't know how progressive the world has become. So I think, yeah, traveling, reading books, different kind of discussions, yes, that's how we are progressive. And I'm very proud to say that, though.
Excellent, because I once heard my one of my friends from Kolkata who once said, I think Kolkata is one of the few places in India where living in is normal. I mean,
Absolutely,
if I'm not wrong.
absolutely. I don't see any problem in living in. I mean, it might be a taboo, and people might, just look at you. Oh my God, you're living in with somebody, and but it's not that bad, when you decide
In
to live
Kolkata.
in. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. In Kolkata, you can see many things. Not only live in, by the way. I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's all right. It's all
Hmm.
right. And but you might face a little problem when you go to other parts of India. Probably not all the parts. Not everyone is not same. But there again, you might face little problem. But in Calcutta, it is pretty okay. To just live in with someone, and I don't see why there should be any problem in that.
Because I'll show you a dozen Bangalore, right? Supposedly the most
Mm-hmm.
cosmopolitan and the progressive city of South,
Hmm.
right? I can show you a
Hmm.
dozen examples where
Hmm.
couples pretend to be that they're married just to get a house on rent and live
Oh
together.
yes. Oh
Yeah,
yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Because one of my friends, she was going through this problem,
yeah.
and she had to just tell me that, I have to just say that this guy is my husband, and then I can live in. And I found it very, very amusing, if I may use this word, because why will anyone have a problem if you're living in? It's your own individual choice at the end of the day, you
Let
know.
me be the devil's advocate, because it. How can you? I mean, this is not our culture, right? I mean,
There are many things which is not in our culture. In our culture, it says to be in Hinduism, it's or our culture. And let me not go into religion. It talks about, okay, you be kind. It talks about that you have to be polite. It talks about that you must kind of be guest to your relatives and stuff, like so many different things. But do we really follow that? We don't. We
there
only
are
half
there
about.
are there are definitely good things. There are definitely some good things out there, right? But
This is
there are
how
there are some,
can
but
love.
there are some outdated things out there too, and they just get
Yeah,
too
there
much.
are.
Yeah,
There are, and we need to educate ourselves. We cannot say that, hey, you know what, I am an educated person, and you need, if you are one, if you are not a progressive thinker, how is it going to be good for the society? you know uh, so living in, they both are adults, they know, they are taking a conscious decision. They're not child or minors here we are talking about. So I don't understand, for a working lady, if she's in some city, and if she decides to live in with a partner, what can be the problem, as long as they are respectful towards other people in the society, and they live peacefully. It shouldn't bother anybody.
people are paranoid, right? So one of the major problems that I heard from quite a few owners is why they don't allow couples inside the homes they rent, is because they don't want trouble if something unconsented happens, if you know what I mean.
Well, if there is something unconsented happens, if it's the couple has to decide. I don't know why landlord. Okay, in Bangalore, he shouldn't be bothered about it, because any landlord, as a matter of fact, because you pay rent at the end of the day, you
Yeah.
keep your surroundings clean, and you don't shout or you don't make noise about it, anything, and he should be happy. He shouldn't get into the personal problem which probably the couples might have, and everybody has. That's
I,
okay.
I always joke that people are jealous of living in couples because they didn't have that
I
luxury
guess so.
themselves.
I guess so. I guess so, because probably
Like,
one uncle or an auntie, they said, "Oh,
ये
I can get this
ये
opportunity."
ये ये मजे हम नहीं लिए तो हम किसी को लेने नहीं देंगे, तो
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, ये तो हम
that
लोगों की यहाँ पे तो
that's a joke, by the way, but yeah.
No, but it's somewhere I feel that it's true क्योंकि ये
Really?
तो हम लोग yeah somewhere I feel that oh I didn't get this chance so I am going to make your life hell whatever it is so people are not very peaceful they ये लिखा नहीं था उनके लिए तो नहीं हुआ है so just accept it and just be nice to your tenants and just let them be peaceful and you get your money at the end of the day matter closed.
Apart from the couples, who else faces problems from the landlords? It's the single people, right?
Oh yes, oh
Single.
yes.
Being a guy, let me talk about being the single guy seeking a
Hmm.
place to rent in a Bangalore, right? First of
Hmm.
all,
Hmm.
I'm a nuisance. I might collect 100 alcohol bottles in a week. I might bring
Hmm.
10
Hmm.
girls in a month. Um,
Hmm.
I might throw 100 cigarettes in a month. So these are the
Hmm.
assumptions that owners carry in their mind,
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Hmm.
and the moment they see a guy with a spiky hair and a stylish jeans,
Hmm.
they just
Hmm.
assume trouble straight away. All right,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
right? That is the perspective of me being a guy. I'm sure you being a single woman, you must have had your own troubles.
Oh yes. Oh yes. When I wanted to go and rent a place, and then the first thing is, oh my, you're not married. Where is your husband? So the first thing that they feel that a woman has to be married. That's one.
Hmm.
Number two, I'm not in my sari, I'm not in my salwar. I am just wearing a decent pair of jeans and and my top. So that also they kind of look at it and they say, oh, I think she's working, but maybe we shouldn't give this place for rent because probably she might cause little trouble. She's the only one in the city. Yeah, I don't understand this. We like to be stylish, don't we, Najeeb? We want
Yeah,
to wear good clothes. We want to
yeah.
carry ourselves well. We want to talk well. And it doesn't matter that at the end of the day or at the weekend, if I want to have a glass of wine or if you want to have a beer, that shouldn't stop somebody to give you, a place for rent.
No, speaking of clothes, right? Why do people assume that like women wear good clothes to attract male attention? How can you explain how absurd is that?
I have no clue. I think that we wear clothes to cover our body parts, I suppose. And yes, sometimes women we feel like wearing stylish clothes, and we want to look nice, and so we wear it. I mean, that's absolutely okay. But the entire idea that we are wearing something to impress somebody, that's so wrong. That's very wrong because I don't think that there might be few women who would like to do that. I am not saying anything about them. But there are lots of women who they don't think like this, and that's so bizarre. That okay, if I want to wear some good clothes, I gotta impress somebody. No, I'm wearing it for myself.
People don't
Uh,
understand the idea of impressing yourself.
Well,
I mean,
what to tell them?
yeah,
I just hope that they become a little educated. I know they're literate, but they become little educated because if that's the thought process that is going to go on, and it is very disrespectful to think about that. Oh, she's wearing a good dress. Probably because she wants to impress a manager. Probably because she wants to, impress somebody else. That's not the thing.
is
We
that
do it.
that is isn't that exactly why guys feel okay to when a pretty girl with a pretty dress is walking on
Mhm,
the road and the guys just
mhm,
shout comments out of a running car or on the footpath,
mhm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that exactly the reason why they do that? Because they somehow think that you are dressed up for them.
Well, I'm so sorry. I have to say that there is
Yeah,
some problem in their upbringing. Then, I mean,
yeah.
come on. I mean, uh, if a woman is wearing something very nice and walking down the street, and I don't see there is any problem if a guy comes to the women and say, "Hey, you know what? You're looking very pretty." That's all right. That's all right. You're complimenting somebody. But if you just shout and if you like, hey, and the kind of words that they use is so derogatory that I can't even tell you.
Yeah.
And sometimes sometimes what women feel nowadays, they say, oh, okay, the barking dogs, anyway, they will bark. It's okay.
Hmm.
That's how we feel. We actually don't want to feel like that, trust me. We really like if somebody genuinely, in a very decent manner, if comes
So
and tells us, you're looking nice, that's okay. I mean,
compliment,
Najeeb, can
compliment,
I?
complimenting someone is very different from heckling someone.
I know, I know. So for example, if you are dressed up nicely, Najeeb,
Yeah.
and I go and I tell you, hey, Najeeb, you're looking really nice today, does that show that I have a very bad character?
I feel
Or
good,
I
but
am trying to impress?
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I just feel good that yeah, fine, thanks for noticing. But
yeah,
if
yes.
you if some girl shouts that hey chikne chalta kya, then I will be like, what the fuck are you? Did you just say? I
Yes,
mean, yeah,
absolutely, absolutely, and the way that you say, then at that point of time you just think that what the hell did you just call me? I mean, why are you saying like that? You
yeah,
could very decently come up to me and tell me and give me a compliment. It doesn't cost, you if you just
yeah.
have if you just have to go and give compliment to somebody and uh, so but people need to understand that we all talk about advancement in this, advancement in that, and but the basic things is that we lack is the way that we need to change our thought process. And that is the reason why it is very important to mix with different culture, different, travel anywhere that you want to, mix with those people, talk to people. Your mind will broaden. You cannot just sit in one place and think that, hey, I have been doing like this and I will continue to do like this.
Hey,
That
Somi,
doesn't
listen,
work.
when you're talking about going out and mingling, right? Here's
Yes.
one example of mingling, right? I see, I was a total idiot when I was a kid, right? I was super
Mhm.
disrespectful to women. I hated women, all right? When I was a kid, a teenager, all right? Why?
Mhm. Oh,
Because
that hurts.
yeah, listen, let me finish. So because I have grown up in my entire life, I've
Mhm.
in my entire life, in my entire childhood, I've only interacted with one, two women, my mother, my sister, all
Mhm.
right? But when I was in school, right, we used to have
Mhm.
this. I don't know if it's a thing in Kolkata, right? But in my
Mhm.
school, girls sit
Mhm.
separately and guys sit separately, and
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, like a different
Okay.
row, right? So we look at them as some other entity. You know what I mean? It's like these guys are
Mhm.
some other group. They're aliens.
Mm.
I
Mm.
I've never interacted. So, but when as I entered college, all right, I met some wonderful
Mhm.
friends, lady friends,
Mhm.
and that changes,
Mhm.
right? So that's the same thing with every single discrimination that you see in the world, right? You
Mhm.
like for example, take racism, all right? What kind of
Yeah,
people hate black people? The kind of people who have never met them.
absolutely.
What
Absolutely.
kind of what kind of upper caste people hate lower caste people? The kind that has never met them.
Absolutely.
It's the same with men who have never interacted with too many women, right? And
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
and we live in a society which has this barrier, which does its best to stop these interactions, right? To stop this mingling, all right?
Yes.
The mingling
Yes.
between the
Yes.
men and women, mingling between the lower caste and the upper caste, Hindu and Muslim,
Yes.
black and
Yes.
white. You know what I mean?
Yes. 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 Yes.
When
And it's very disheartening to see all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you are living in those barriers, right? You always see the other one as the other one, all right? Not
Yes.
one among
Yes.
us, right?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think
I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah.
that to me is like the basis of everything, all right? So because we are speaking on this topic of women in general, right? We in our
Yes.
society, right, it is changing right now for sure, but we've
Mhm.
always grown up being in a separate physical space,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
right,
I understand.
apart, like far away from the women, right? And we just look at them from a distance, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And that got to stop. That needs to stop now. You know. uh, you cannot look at them as like how you told me that when I was in school and there was a different row for girls and
Yeah,
different row for boys.
I just
Why?
realized how detrimental was that. I mean,
Yes, Yes, then why not in your office, MNC, have a different bay for girls, have a different bay for
Yeah,
men? That doesn't happen. That
that
doesn't
that is
happen.
that is yeah, that is exactly why, right? So when we talk of, women get harassed in the streets, right? Like, I mean, people touch
Mhm,
them, that this,
mhm,
in
mhm.
trains, in buses, and people say, you know what, for the safety of the women, you have to give them a separate coach, separate seats for
Mhm,
women, and all this, right?
mhm, mhm,
I
mhm.
kind of get it, but I don't think that is a long-term solution, right? But because when you separate them by giving a separate coach, separate seats,
Mhm.
it will protect them, of course. But it will distance them as well, if you know what I mean.
Yes, and it will not protect them everywhere. Is it happening? No, the rape
Yeah,
cases are there. Even though you have a separate coach in the train or bus or whatever you are saying,
yeah.
it's not helping. It's not helping. Two things we need to do. We women, we need to actually learn self defense. We
Oh,
really need to learn that. We really need to learn that. And I
ideally,
really want,
ideally,
yes,
we should live in a world where you
no,
don't need that. But yeah.
no, but this yeah, but look at whatever is happening around you. So
Hmm.
for women, we need to protect ourselves. For men, you need to change your thought process.
Well, speaking of protecting yourself, how do you answer when you say, when someone asks you, like, hey, who told you to dress like that? What do you answer to people like that?
I say it's my wish. I just say it's my wish.
Hmm. But
Nobody can tell me how I'm going to dress. If it's looking, if it is not appropriate, let me
hmm
just say that if it is not appropriate,
hmm
according to wherever I'm going, whatever occasion I'm attending,
hmm
you can tell me that. You can tell me in a polite way. I will understand that. But you're nobody to tell me that who told you to wear this.
no, but my question is, for example, right? For example, if you were wearing a very attractive dress and walking down the road, and someone
Mm-hmm.
heckled at you, all right,
Mm-hmm.
and then you come to home and you tell your elders or someone in the house, and they say, who told you to dress like that? What do you answer them? It's
Yeah.
because you dressed
So
like that they shouted at you. You see.
yeah. I see this point, and just sometimes you may feel what I mean. You are telling me, and that is I. We actually women we don't have any answer. We get so angry. We get devastated when anybody tells us like that. We get angry, by saying that hey, you wore like this. That is why he did. He heckled at you like that.
This idea
No,
this idea of modest dress will protect the women from
where
harassment.
the hell is it happening? Where the hell is it happening? If I wear a salwar kameez and I am wearing with proper dupatta, there will be men ogling at my boobs. So let's not talk about that. Let's not even say that hey, modest dress and all that. That's not happening
Hey,
because
in
because
India, and yeah, and
Mhm,
one more thing is, Indian women started wearing,
mhm,
the so-called Western dresses maybe 30 years ago. 30 years before that, before
mhm,
1980s, before 1970s, Indian women have
mhm.
only worn only traditional dresses, most of them, 99% of them, right? Still, even in
Okay.
those days, there
Mhm.
was harassment, there was, heckling.
Absolutely,
It
absolutely.
was still not really a safe world for women. So it kind of disproves the point that, dress has nothing to do with women's safety. What
Yeah, it
The
has
only thing that has
nothing.
anything to do with women's safety is the attitude of the men themselves, or the society itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because see, even if I'm wearing, as I was just about to say that the how they say in Hindi, the kachra is in your head.
Yes.
Move that, remove that. Try to at least become a decent citizen. Try to at least become somebody where you give hope to one woman who will think that hey, you know what, all the men out there are not same. Try to become one of one like that. I mean, if I'm wearing something, you're looking at me, and it was so strange that when we hear, hey, you wore like this, that's why he told you. That's why he, but the
Then it
mother
is
is
his.
not
Then
telling the,
it is his fucking fault.
absolutely, the mother is not telling the son that, hey, you know what? You need to respect women. You do not need to think in that way. You don't need to, shout at her, heckle at her, and say that, hey, and worst part, politicians say that Oh, just because you wore something that was inviting, and that's why you got raped. Can you believe it?
I just have one thing to say, all right? Instead of teaching women what to wear, teach people to respect a woman no matter what she wears.
Absolutely.
Is that
Even if a woman is, yeah, it is now. It's the time. Now it's the time that men, I mean, they should have done it long back, but anyway, ignorance, you can't say anything about it. But now is the time that, you teach your son, or men should at least think in that way. What happens if the same thing happens with your sister, with your wife, with your mother?
yeah. Speaking of all this, obviously not all men are like that. There are some great
Yeah.
men, but
Yes.
it's
Yes.
the idiots that get the news, right? So we
Yes.
will obviously talk more about the idiots.
We will talk more about the idiots, because this is what is happening, that idiots, if they do something like this,
It's
they
this,
also need.
yeah. It's the same with women. I mean, not all women are bad, not all women are good,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
we are here talking about the good women who are facing stigma for no fault of theirs, just because they are
Yes,
in a different gender, right?
yes, yes. So that's the reason why it is very important, for men to think. And it is, as I said, why only men? It is very important for women to know,
Oh
as I said,
yeah,
that.
they talk about that. There are women who police themselves. I mean, I
Yeah.
was coming back from my Bangkok trip in a flight, right?
Hmm.
There was this
Hmm.
woman who was standing with like five bottles of duty free in one hand, and you know, an enormous glitzy purse in other hand, and she was wearing a very, let's just say, if she was wearing an attractive dress, all right. So, and there was this Indian auntie right beside her, and she was heckling the crap out of her. I mean, what is this a place to wear a dress like that? What this? I mean, the policing, all right. It was I was just amused. I
Yes,
mean,
yes. It's, yeah,
girl.
yeah. You can't help but to be amused, and you look at, and I don't mind even going and talking to that auntie. What's your problem?
eh,
So uh, probably because she is. I sometimes think that probably because she hasn't got that much of independence, and she doesn't carry that. Probably she.
in her head, she is right. She just grew up in a different world. I mean, that's all I can say. I mean,
Yes, growing up in a different world, understandable. Nobody. Okay, Najib.
although
I mean,
that's not an
people.
excuse. Yeah, but go on.
Yeah, people are okay. There might be some people who are not fortunate enough to travel abroad. Understandable. It's okay. But how about telling, your children that, hey, you know what, you should behave like this from the very tender age. They should actually be taught that you should
Exactly.
talk like this, you should behave in a society like this. Do not treat women as if they have to always listen to you. Why not or help her instead? See, these things are not there. These things, I would actually blame the mothers over here, because I can go ahead and talk about it, because mothers only tell their son, you're not supposed to go inside the kitchen and do any work. Hey, you know what, you're not supposed, no, you don't have to wash your clothes. There are
Right.
people who will
Yeah.
do it for you.
Right.
You are
Right
not
from
supposed to cry. You're not supposed
exactly.
to cry.
I'll
You
tell
are
you
a
something.
human being.
I'll
Yeah,
I'll tell you
please go
something.
on.
Right from the childhood, if you observe, right, the way we bring up men and the way we bring up boys and the girls, right, you always buy toys that will make a guy smart. For example,
Yes,
puzzles and cars.
yes,
You buy
yes,
dolls for girls and train them for motherhood right from a very tender age, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Without,
Najib,
with,
please tell me something that. Sorry to cut you. Please
yep, nope,
continue. Sorry.
yep, no, no, no. Good. That's all I had to say. Go on.
Please tell me, what does Barbie teach you? What does Barbie teach you?
Your future.
Nothing. No, no, no. I'm sorry.
Hey, there is
Why
nothing
are you
wrong in
doing?
buying a Barbie and giving it to a girl, but I'm
There is
just,
nothing wrong, but don't
yeah.
make it like, oh, you are supposed to play with dolls. No, no. Women like us, we wanted to, we loved puzzles. We
Why?
loved. Oh, making those trucks. You know what is that called, Najeeb? That we had the small, the different parts of a truck, the blue, red, and yellow, and we
Lego,
had to make.
Lego.
Yes, Lego. Yes, yes, yes. We loved playing that. Okay,
Yeah.
but on my birthday,
Hmm.
what's the present from? It's a doll. Now, who the heck wants to be like a Barbie, man? Who the
The,
heck wants to be
yeah.
like that?
The,
I
the
don't
point I'm
know.
trying to make is, why are we intimidated? Why are most of us intimidated by the fact that a woman might become smart? Isn't that a thing?
It's a thing. I think.
I
Yeah, that's
mean,
a good point.
people. I can show you many guys who are afraid of lady
Mhm.
bosses.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we hate
Yep.
lady bosses. We
Yep.
don't like women who talk things smarter than us. All right,
Yes.
we don't
Yes.
like women explaining, correcting our wrongs. All right,
Oh yes. Oh yes.
right from the
Loads of
child,
ego.
right from the childhood, women are raised to. Hey, not every woman, but most of them are
Yes.
raised to
Yes.
be, subservient. Is that the right word? Humble, polite. I'm not asking you to raise a woman to be rude and this and that, but we don't really train them to be confident and from a young age, isn't it?
That is the problem. That is the major problem. Because I have seen this, Najib. In a family, when you have a brother and sister, it's a different treatment towards the brother. Okay,
Absolutely.
it's a different treatment towards the sister. Okay, brother comes home, you run and give a glass of water. What happens when your sister comes home from, let's say, from market, from office? Would you not think once at least to
Forget parents,
run
even the
towards her
husbands,
and
right?
give?
Yeah.
Husbands, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I am actually talking about the very upbringing
Yeah.
has somewhere gone wrong.
Yeah.
And I can't actually blame men for this. I have to blame their mothers. I'm so sorry. I might sound a little rude, but then this is the fact. If
But
you raise
yeah,
your children,
it is a cycle,
if you,
right? Those
it
mothers have
is.
been taught by their mothers, and their mothers have been taught by their
That's
mothers.
what, that's what. So why is it something that cannot be stopped? And it's not very late to learn, if you want to learn something, if you want to change your thought
Exactly.
process, it is little challenging, I agree, but it is not never late. You can still become a better person.
Yep.
You can still think in a different way, you
Yep.
know so this has to be taught from the very beginning, that yeah, both men and women, although there are few things that you guys are better and we are better in few things, but
Absolutely.
there are some things that we need to keep in mind, that treat us equally. How you
Yep.
treat your son, treat the same way to your daughter as well.
Hey,
We are sending
I always tell, if I was a girl, I would have never allowed to be, I would have never allowed to visit 8, 9 countries that I visited in my life. I would have never been
I
allowed.
guess. I think so, but I also become very happy when I see families. They say, "Hey, you know what? Go for a solo trip.
Yep.
Go and travel." I
I-
become so happy. There is some kind of ray of hope there.
Yep. Yep.
What I see, that hey, you do whatever you feel like doing. That's all right. For an instance, I've been brought up by my parents in this way,
Hmm.
and I'm very fortunate that they tell me, do whatever you feel like doing.
Yeah.
you know being their only daughter, so I feel, I hope to see like this with all those in families, where they would just tell their girl child that, hey, you know what, it's all right to be uh, wrong sometimes, but go and live and experience everything. So we are still waiting for that. Let's see.
Let me tell you one more example of this doll versus Legos, right? I When I
Mm-hmm.
was growing up as a kid, right? Me myself, right? I have
Mm-hmm.
I have this habit of teaching my little cousins cricket, right? How to bat, how to bowl. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I never the thought of teaching my girl cousins, little ones,
Mm-hmm.
to include them in the game and to teach them,
Mm-hmm.
it never crossed my mind. I've only played with boys. I've
But
only,
Naj, but
yeah,
Najib, you are a person who has traveled the world. I didn't expect
as
this.
yeah, as I said, when I was a kid.
As a kid, okay,
Yeah,
yes,
as a kid,
okay,
as a
okay,
kid,
yeah, yeah.
as a
Now,
teenager. Yeah.
now what do you do? Now what do you
Now,
do?
now I just now if there's a little one who's interested,
Uh-huh,
I go with
uh-huh.
it. If she's not interested, I let her go.
Wow.
Obviously, all right.
Ha, ha, ha,
Yeah,
ha, ha.
I've always saw my girl cousins, the little cousins. They always grow up playing with doll, playing with kitchen toys. You know,
I know. I can completely relate to what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I now being the adult at the time, I think, what that was so wrong.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
I
obviously, I'm
think
not asking, I'm not advocating to force someone to do something that they don't love, but
uh-huh,
I didn't.
uh-huh.
But there was no inclusivity, right? What was the word? I'm sorry. Inclusive.
Not no, no, not inclusivity. No.
Okay.
I mean, no, that's not the word that you used there.
Okay, but
I think
you get the
you know,
gist, right? Yeah.
I get the drill. But then I also want to a little bit add here
Uh-huh.
that it's okay. It's okay if you are giving if you're giving a girl child all those cooking things, what they play. It's okay. It's
It is
okay.
okay. Yeah.
But also give us Legos.
Yep.
But also give us cricket. Also give us
Also give us
football,
puzzles. Also give them
also
Legos.
give us puzzle. Yes, yes. So a girl should be balanced. She should be able to take care of the family, which we love to do. Trust me,
I
we
mean,
love
yeah,
to take care of our families. At the same time, we love to take part in a discussion when you are talking about politics,
yeah.
when
So
you are talking about, yeah, yeah.
the point I'm trying to make is show her show her all you can as a child, right? Show the girl all you can,
Absolutely, yes,
and then
yes,
after having shown everything, after having shown all the paths that you can take, if
yeah.
and then if she chooses to become a housewife or interested in raising a family, that is her choice and that is
Mhm.
fine, right? But
Yep,
right from
yep.
the childhood, if you brainwash her to be a mother, to be a cook, by giving her dolls and
Yes, yes.
kitchen toys, she will obviously grow up and not think about anything else, because that is the only thing that she has been growing up all her thinking about it all her life, right?
Absolutely,
Show
absolutely.
her everything, and then let her choose what she's interested in, and you should be fine with it.
Yes, absolutely. You should be okay with it. And here I would just like to correct you, if I may,
Yep.
that we will not call ourselves housewives. We will call ourselves homemakers.
Yes, wrong
Okay.
word. Yep. Yep, agreed.
Okay.
Huh. And
We're
people have this impression, right? So all these progressive, independent, liberal thinking people, they hate when women become housewives, homemakers. That is no. If she becomes that by her choice, that is
yeah,
a different story. If she had become
yeah.
like that because of her circumstances, then that is something we have to talk about.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, homemakers, I feel, I could give you an example of one of my friends.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Hmm.
A wonderful student. She has worked very hard, and it was her decision,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
that after becoming mother, that
Hmm.
she doesn't want to work anymore for any MNCs and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. She wants to do something on her own, which is absolutely fine. And she says, hey, you know what? I'm a proud homemaker. And believe me, organizing your home and looking after everybody is a task.
It
And
is
you guys finish it
hectic.
9 hours. You guys
Hectic.
finish it 9 hours, come back home, your lunch is served, your dinner is served. What about the women who is continuously working 24 hours to make sure that my family is happy? And she's not
I'm
getting paid for
the
that, by the way. We don't
the
want that.
the
We don't
project of
want that.
family is 24/7.
Yes, we
It's
don't
not
want to
nine
be
to
paid.
five.
You don't have to give us, yes, you don't
Yeah.
have to give us money. No,
Yeah.
give us respect. Talk to us nicely. Show some empathy. We don't want sympathy from you guys.
Yeah.
Show some empathy. Appreciate. If there is something that she cooked for you and it's really nice, instead of saying, ha, theek hai, just say, thank you, it was wonderful. हम लोगों को भी हक है थोड़ा सा अच्छा feel connected. We do have the right, you know. It's not that we come to a family and we have to do everything. No, we can decide to just go.
Yeah,
And
yeah, do that without judgment, right? I mean, hey,
yes,
a
yes,
woman choosing to get married and have kids, it's fine. A woman choosing to get married, have no kids, it's fine. Woman not choosing to marry, it's
absolutely,
fine. Woman
absolutely.
choosing family over career, it's fine. Woman choosing career over family, it's fine. Everything is fucking fine as long as she's not hurting anyone. How simple is that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's a very important point that you said, that women, I have seen people talking about, okay, you got married, you haven't done your family planning yet. Uncle, that's my life. You know, we need to think. We need to think when we can start having a family, you know. And I would like to say here that I have seen men, and I'm so proud, I'm so happy to say that I have seen many men, you know, talking about, hey, you know what, it's fine, we will do it whenever the time is right. It's okay,
Yeah,
it's okay, we'll have a child whenever the time is right, it's all right. And you know, when you see amidst all these confusion, all these bad things, even you see few good things, and you feel that, hey, you know what, it's not that so bad, you know.
yeah.
There are few people out there who will just say that it's okay not to have a child. It's okay not to become pregnant right now.
It's
It's okay
there's
that you want to take
certain
time.
only certain women in certain brackets get respect in a society. Women who marry at the right time, who have kids at
Yes,
the right time, and who
yes,
yeah, and
yes, yes.
people who go against the grain are they're looked down upon.
Oh, they are. Oh, they are. Because you know, if you are not married, like I'm a single lady,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
So I have been asked question, why are you not married yet? What will happen to your future? Who will look after you? How will you become a mother? Then I just say that it's my decision when I want to marry. It's my decision. I don't have to become pregnant. I can go and adopt. Please, I can go and do that. That's my life. I'm not bothering anybody. I am just leading the life. I'm not hurting anyone. So how does it even give, I mean, why, how do they even get that courage, or you know, that guts to come to us and say that, hey, you know what, you're not married, you're going to become old, and you're not going to become a mother, and then nobody is going to marry you. We don't need that. We really don't need that, you
How
know.
do you feel when they scare you like that? Hey, you will run out of options when you get old.
Yeah. I feel like, or I ask them that, do you think that is kind of a product that is happening, or it's like it's like, oh, okay, fine, my function, I'll become obsolete, and some other things will come, and some other software. Is it like, you know, we are kind of like a
Are
product? I feel
are
like,
are
because
they like, yeah, I mean, you won't get
we're not a
options.
commodity.
Yeah,
We don't get,
exactly.
we are not a commodity. We don't get options. Well, if I want, I can
Hey,
get
when you're
married even at
when
the age of 50.
when you're 30, 35, only old men will marry you. You won't have too many options to choose. What do you tell people like that? Like, what do you?
No, I just tell them to shut up. I just tell them, shut the fuck up.
No,
I don't, you know, now.
apart from the shut up, right? I mean, what is a
And no,
nuanced
I
answer?
just tell them, yeah, but I just tell them it's none of your business. Trust me, because I have become very bitter towards these questions, and I
Whoa.
have seen, yeah, I have seen many women are struggling with this. You know, listen, we are working in another city, we are earning money, we are paying our bills. We actually don't need anybody to do so. If somebody thinks like that, you
And
know,
and I and
that
I
I'm
also and I
becoming this.
also tell what I also tell is, if you're trying to get me married to someone who thinks I'm only worthy till the age of 25, and I'm worthless after the age of 25 or 30, I don't want to marry a person like that.
No, here you're going wrong, Najib. Here it's
Okay.
not about the person who you're going to get married to. Think
Uh-huh.
about the family members as if we are going to get married to them. Do you get me? They
Mm,
think,
mm-hmm,
like one of my aunts,
mm-hmm.
okay? She thinks that I will be useless after 40. Do you get me? Okay,
Okay.
probably I might meet a man who's absolutely okay with whatever I have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
Mm-hmm.
my aunt has a problem. So you need to think in this way. It is what you're saying is also partially correct, that maybe you think that I will only have my work till 25, and what happens after 40 or after 35. Correct. You
Yeah.
also have to think about the family members or the people who even can think in that way. Do you get me? Especially ladies. It's irritating to see you being another lady. You are telling me that when am I going to get married, and after that I will not get any kind of, the husband will not be
Yeah.
attracted, you need to
Yeah.
get married. What
I'm
is this
I'm
all
I'm not
nonsense?
I'm not a fruit
I
that
know,
I will
I
decay.
know.
I'll decay.
I know.
I'll decay and I'll be useless after the age of 30, 35. I'm a fruit. I'll
I
decay and you cannot eat me. I'm not.
absolutely, I absolutely, I
You're
think the
when you're
men.
you're when you're trying to find a partner, you're not shopping for a fruit. Okay, I want the fresh and the ripe one.
Yes, yes, and coming to this fresh term that you have used,
Yeah.
do you know that women who are divorced, okay, in our society,
Uh-huh.
and if they want to get married, and let's say it's an arranged marriage, let's say they are in some matrimony site or something, and people say, hey, you know what, she's not fresh.
I swear I have a friend.
Okay.
I don't want to take names, okay? She was separated, okay? And then
Yes.
I asked her, yeah, you're separated, and why don't you look for another guy? And
Mm,
she said this, all right? She
mm,
said, no one will marry me because I'm used. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say,
mm,
girl? You
mm,
are telling this
mm,
about yourself. You are
mm.
not, you're not a fruit. You're not a food. You're not an object. You're not a commodity.
Yes,
You're not a car. You're
yes,
not a bike,
yes.
which is
And you know
used,
what? Maybe
which loses value after having, I don't know. I don't even want to use the
absolutely,
word. Yeah.
absolutely. You know what? Maybe she never wanted to think like that. Maybe
Hmm.
people just maybe she was different. Maybe she never wanted to think about herself like that. Maybe her family members or friends or anyone has just said that, hey, you know what? And that thought has gone inside her head. You get me what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
No, women, we don't want to think that we are used. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, come
I mean,
on.
only cars and scooters and bikes become second hand. Human beings don't
Yeah,
become second hand. They only get
yeah,
better with age.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And I don't want to get married to somebody who will think that, hey, you know what, you're getting old, so
No shit.
uh
You should not
yeah,
get married to someone who think you're worthless because you have already
yeah,
been married, who thinks you're worthless
yeah.
because you're of a certain size, you're of a certain color, you're of a certain shape.
Yes,
If
yes.
anyone is
And
thinking
and
along these lines, then that is a pretty hollow fucking person, and you're better off
yes,
not marrying to him or her.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And when you're talking about color, let me tell you this as well.
Hmm.
And when you're talking about size, let me tell you this as well.
Hmm.
Okay, color, you gotta be fair. You got to be fair, girl, because no one is going to get married to you if you're not fair. One, two, you got to be slim, trim, because boys like that. Tell me something. I love my color. If I'm brown, I
Here,
love my color.
yeah.
I don't want to become fair.
One
I
one more
don't want to
one
become
more answer I suggest you is, well, if boys are not attracted to my color and my size, I don't want to marry a guy
yes,
who finds the only thing worthy in a woman is the color and her size.
yes,
There's
yes.
something more to a woman than her color and her size, and it's her personality, it's her thoughts.
Yes, but I also want to say something to few women out there who
Hmm.
are continuously trying to become fair.
Hmm.
Let me tell you this: there are
Hmm.
women who are continuously trying to become
There are
fair,
women who are
and I
confident about
just
their color. We are not talking about them, but
yes,
go on.
yes, yes, yes. We are not talking about them because that's we are only talking about, there are a few ladies out there who might have, hey, you are so dark, why don't you use this, why don't you have this tablet, why don't you go there, I'm talking about those ladies. I
Hmm.
just want to tell them that you're beautiful the way as you are, just the way as you are. You don't need to change for anybody else. Nature has made you like this, given you a wonderful color, given you a wonderful heart, and you can speak and you don't think ill about anybody else. You're sorted. You don't need to change a thing about yourself.
Hmm.
Okay, about size, let me tell you this. Yes. We need to exercise, yes, because that is good for our health. we
Yep.
we understand that. But
Yep.
there are women who might be going through thyroid problem. There
Yep.
are women who have hormonal problem.
Yep.
That is in their genes, probably, that she is little overweight. All right. So is she healthy? First question.
Hmm.
Yes. She's having any problem in her body? No, not really. It's just the fat. Let that be. She's trying her best. Trust me, she's
Hmm.
trying her best to reduce. Do not put pressure on her.
Even
Don't
if
do
she's
that.
not trying, as long as she's
even
healthy.
if she's not even if she's not, as long as she's healthy, it's fine. It's fine. But I have seen people. I had one of my friends who's continuously trying to get back to that shape, so that, hey, you know what, I mean, this is what my guy wants. No, no. What happens
I
when
mean,
you're going to become old?
it
I mean,
it
I don't
it is,
understand it.
yeah, it is fine to become slim, and by your choice, right? It is fine to,
Yeah, yeah.
if you have chosen to become slim and have a healthy lifestyle, and you're doing it for yourself, that is a different story. But
Yes.
what we are talking about here is becoming slim because the society asked you to.
Yeah, yeah, that's what. See, we are not against exercising. Yeah, exercise, that is
Yep.
very good for your health. Yes, but we really don't want that. Hey, you know what? Because you're fat, you're not going to get this guy. No, that should not be like that. That should not be like that.
You remember this thing that the singer, right? Adele.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, she
yes,
slimmed down, right?
yes, yes,
People went mad.
yes,
Both people.
yes.
There were some people who said, uh, why did she slim down? I mean, she was an inspiration to people who are overweight and yet
Hmm,
talented,
hmm,
right?
hmm,
and
hmm.
and there were other people who were angry that she slimmed down because being fat is bad. They're both there were people from both sides, and all I tell her, it's her choice.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Yep.
Okay, I see that there is some problem in my health. I go to the doctor, and doctor tells me, hey, you know what, Somi, you need to reduce because there is some health problem happening. I will run to the gym.
Yep.
I will take care of myself, because health is wealth. That's a different
Yep.
story
But
altogether.
if
And I think
but
everybody
if a
should do
bunch
that.
of uncles and aunties told you that, Somi, you won't find guys, you have to slim down.
Oh,
That.
believe me, that has happened to me. Oh,
Oh, really?
believe me, you, that has happened to me. So it's like, oh, you're not going to get any guy because you are little plump and you are, little dark. You're not fair. So I just have to tell them that if anybody, likes me the way as I am, then it's okay. I don't need to change a thing for somebody else. If it is for my own health, if you had to tell me the same thing, saying that, Tommy, you need to go to the gym or you need to exercise because I think that, you need to take care of your health, I would have, listened to you.
Yeah.
And if you had to tell me that celebrate your color, no matter whether you're fair, you're brown, you're dark, celebrate. Like you are beautiful, just remain like this. I would have respected you more. Now that you have said something like this, so I don't respect her anymore. You see, Najeeb,
Yep.
I don't
I get
like
it.
to talk to her.
I get it.
I kind of tell my mother, if she's coming, I'm just going to say hi, hello, and namaste, and then back to my room. Thank you very much. Don't call me.
Yeah.
So this is what happens, and it's in the family, by the way. So
Mhm.
yeah.
What else did you face, Swami? Yeah, you have faced slack because you're an independent woman. You're dark. You have faced stuff because of the way you look with your size.
Yeah.
You also
Yeah.
faced because you have been separated. You had a marriage, right? You had a previous marriage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What
Yes.
what what what
Yes.
what else do you want to elaborate here? Yeah, if you can.
So here, the first thing that I was asked, that what exactly happened you could have adjusted.
Huh.
And so, so here I'm thinking there is nothing to adjust. No, you could have compromised. Now, compromise itself is a negative word. Compromise is negative. Adjustment is positive. So, people tend to think that, oh, maybe I might have done something, so that
why
this
why
didn't
do
work.
people, when there is a separation that's happening, or breakup or a divorce, why do people, why is the first thing they do is they just point the finger towards women? Why do you think so?
Because men cannot do anything wrong, by the way. Ha ha.
Okay. Okay.
quote unquote.
Uh-huh.
So, okay. So this is what the first thing that I had to listen
Hmm.
uh, uh, from my from my extended family members.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt. So, do you think the questions that were asked to you, right? You must have compromised. You must have adjusted, right? Were these same questions posed to your to the guy? How
No.
likely is that?
No, I don't think that anybody asked him that you could have adjusted or you could have compromised. You
Hmm.
cannot use the word, hey, you know what? In Indian society, we cannot use the word compromise to men. No, no, we can't say
Hmm.
that. So, if you understand my sarcasm there.
Yeah.
So, as I said, that, yeah, I was asked this question and I kind of I was into depression. I was really into depression, and it broke me, trust me.
Okay.
And I kept on thinking that, oh my god, where did I go wrong? But it was a mutual decision. I really want to say here, it
Uh-huh.
was a mutual decision.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We both took the decision, and we both are level headed people, and we said, okay, fine, if
Right.
that is good for both of us.
Right.
And trust me, till
Hmm.
now, and I would like to say that
Hmm.
till now, we are in good terms. We
Okay.
are in good terms. we
Okay.
we are like friends. Okay.
Okay.
And he tells me that never to settle for somebody who says about my looks, or about my weight, by the way.
Yeah.
So as I said, that point of time it broke me, and then I decided that was the sole reason for me
Hmm.
to leave Kolkata and
Yeah.
come to Bangalore.
Yeah.
Yes, I struggled. The city gave me a lot of things. The city took a lot of things away from me as well.
Right.
But it made me strong. It
Hmm.
really made me strong. And
Hmm.
I don't really compromise on anything. If I don't like something, I just say no to it. I have the authority to do whatever I feel like doing.
Because the reason why I bring this up, because I know at least a couple of women who are separated, who are not exactly divorced, but they are separated and they are single right now. And what must they be facing? Keeping in mind what they must be facing, what would you like to say to
I
women
I
like that,
think
or what, or men like that as well, right? Because but the problem is, when men they're single, it's not
is
that much of an issue for separated men that than it is for separated women in our society, right?
yeah. They don't have that
Yeah,
stigma. They don't
men
have that
men do
label.
men do go through stress when they are divorced or
Yes,
separated.
yes,
That is absolutely there in its place.
yes,
But
yes,
women go through the same stress, plus they go through the stigma of being this separated, the quote unquote used, and
yes.
all this additional stigma because of the
Yes.
gender is
I
what
just
I'm trying
want
to
to,
point.
yes. I just want to tell those women that, what I have done to myself, I can just say that,
Yep.
that you need to get back your confidence. And first, you need to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Mm-hmm.
First step is to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The first step is to think that you know what, it is a toxic environment where I'm staying right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a chance, get out from there. If you don't have a chance, what
Mm-hmm.
you can do is you can always think, get involved in some kind of work. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably just divert your mind,
Mm-hmm.
upscale. Okay. Do some kind of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Get back your confidence. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Read some good books,
Mm-hmm.
listen to some good music.
Yeah.
Always think that you can do better in life. You really
Yeah.
don't have to be like this.
Yeah.
There will be a time in your life where you will give the answer back to them, to all the people who are telling you that, hey, you know what, you could have compromised.
Yeah.
There will be a strong answer, and that woman herself will know. I don't have to teach that. She
Yeah.
herself will come out with that answer, which will shut the other people and say that, hey, we are messing with the wrong one.
Yeah.
So I don't want any women out there who are single, who have got divorced, or it's a painful process. You're out from there. It might be good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're out from there. Now is the time for you to rethink. You design your own life. You
Yeah.
think about what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And if people who are creating a problem, or they are hindrance in your life
Mm-hmm.
for you to become, for you to develop more, you
Yeah.
know if I can say that word. So you need to cut all those people. Do some editing, cut those people from your life. Probably
Right.
maintain a healthy distance and love yourself, because it's not only your fault. Stop blaming yourself.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when people, women listening to this, listen to you, they'll be inspired and by looking at your confidence or something like that. So I hope that helps.
I hope. I don't know whether I have sounded a little arrogant in this, but I think
Hey,
I'm
that
not
is
going to change
one
the way
that
as I
that
think.
that is one more thing, right? Confident nine. We perceive almost majority. If there's a woman that's confident, right?
Yeah,
8 times out of 10 we find her arrogant.
yeah, absolutely. We actually don't know. We claim to know the difference between arrogance and confidence, but we
But
actually
that
don't know.
but we forget that when we are talking to a confident woman in
Yes,
reality, right?
yes, yes. Yes, and I'm not saying that, you know what, our society, okay, let me put it in this way. There's a balance. We need men, we need women.
Yeah.
Okay, men are good in so many things, we can learn from them.
Yep.
Women are good in so many things where men can learn.
Hmm.
So I do not really believe that. See, I cannot say that I am a feminist. I don't understand that word. I really don't understand that
Really,
word. Yeah, I don't
that
understand.
needs
Let me
a
tell you this.
different podcast altogether. What do you mean by
I
you don't
think
understand that
I
word?
I I don't understand that. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you
Uh-huh.
something.
Uh-huh.
I might be wrong, but I'll tell you what I believe in. I believe in equality.
Okay.
I do not believe that women sab kuch kar sakta hai. We can do everything. We can do, but what I'm trying to say is nature, okay, has given men and women, right? There's
Uh-huh.
a purpose. There is a purpose. Okay,
Okay.
that's the balance of the universe. Okay, that's the balance of the nature.
Uh-huh.
So we need to appreciate what men have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like the way that they think, and sometimes they try to guide women. Okay, I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
all good men out there, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, and men also need to appreciate, hey, you know what, she can manage with limited resources. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
she gave me a kind of suggestion which really worked out in my office. Do you get
Mm-hmm.
my point, what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say? So
Yeah.
i I actually want both men and women to cooperate, to coordinate, and to respect each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that this world becomes a little better place to live.
Right.
This is what I'm trying to say. I really don't understand, as I said, that I just said that, what do you mean by you are not a feminist? I can only talk about, I can say that, hey, I can tell my girl buddy, you went wrong there. I can tell my guy buddy also, hey, you went wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
But it is never going to be my girl buddy is always right and my guy buddy is always wrong. Do you understand what I mean to
Yeah.
say? So, but feminists will not say like that. Probably they will say that the girls are always correct. And I understand that. We all need to learn
Probably
from
you're
each other.
looking at the wrong feminists, don't you think?
No, I genuinely, why I think this, because I guess I have seen my family dad where my mom and dad, they both help each other.
Okay.
And I've seen my father
Mm-hmm.
telling me every night that after my mom was a working lady, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, after she came back home, she cooked dinner for us, and my dad made it a point that I appreciate and I thank my mother
Yeah.
for making dinner,
Mm-hmm.
for us. I think because I've been brought up, because I've seen those things.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this is how I would like to think. Where my mother always said, "Hey, you know what? You have a lot of things to learn from your dad. You learn these things." And my
But
dad
in,
said,
in, in, in your opinion, a feminist
"Mhm,
woman would probably command the husband to cook for him and just live like a boss. Is that what your picture of a feminist is?
"No, no, I don't." See, this is not what I mean. I
Uh-huh.
mean that I want a balance. Do you
Yeah.
understand me? I want I love to believe in that there is a balance. It's both of us have to do it together. Do you get me what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
get it. I get it. I get what you're saying. What I'm just trying to say
yeah.
is probably we need an entirely different podcast Just
I think this shouldn't be. I think this
yeah.
this we will not include it here.
Yes, I think we need a
Because
totally different podcast to really.
I
What
think
I'm trying to say is this concept of feminism is right something that people, many people hate. All right, if you
they
have
got it
observed, right?
wrong. They got it wrong.
They got it wrong. They just think that feminism means letting women rule and letting women be the boss.
Yeah.
It is not
That's what.
about that. It is about
Yeah.
men being the boss all these centuries. Let let women come to the same level,
Yeah.
right?
So I
Now
think
people will say
this is
women.
something.
I think, and again, people will say "Look, women are already on the same level. Like, bro, it's not enough equality there yet,
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
the
So
point
I
of
think that's a
feminism is
different.
to bridge that gap, all right?
Yes.
Not to
Yes.
increase the gap in the opposite way, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but yeah, this
I
is
think
a
that's a
this
different
is a very
topic.
different topic, and I claim no understanding of this topic. It is very rudimentary, but I'm just
Yes.
trying to
Yes.
tell what I know.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes, I'm also just trying to say that what I really believe, and there might be people who might, what are you saying, Somi? You are degrading your own clan and all that. That's not the
no,
scene here. So I think, oh yeah,
you have been speaking for the past 1 hour, and you have exactly spoken what feminism talks about, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I have
So
never, if you have heard I mean, we were having a conversation. I've never said that all men are bad there, right?
yeah,
I have said
yeah.
there are few good men out there.
Hey,
Yeah.
yep.
So, so uh, I think that's a different topic
Conversation.
altogether.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Uh,
Okay,
so
I think that is we are ending on an abrupt note, but I think that's a good note to end because I hope what we have discussed, people make sense of it, and I hope it helps at least one person, especially a woman who might look at you and what you have said and the way you have said it, and take something out of what you said, and maybe that will help her in her own life in its own way. On that note, Somi,
I
yeah,
just hope, yeah,
go on. What would you like to
yeah.
conclude?
I just no nothing. I just hope that this is. I just wanted to say one last line that as I kept on saying that
Uh-huh.
uh, you know you must think that you are you have that worth. What I want to say is uh, you're just
You
not a commodity.
you are
That's all.
worthy,
Yeah,
despite of
you
what
are.
shape and color and size
Yes,
and what
yes,
what you look like. Right? You are
yes.
you
You're
deserve the
worthy.
yeah you deserve the uh, equal freedoms and opportunities that
Absolutely.
everyone
Yeah.
else enjoy.
Yeah. This is what I just wanted to say. That just be like
Excellent.
that. Just
Excellent. By the way, viewers and listeners, we are not some activists. I am definitely not an activist. Saumi is definitely not an activist. She is just one of the best English trainers I've ever met. And having seen what she's been through her life, I thought it would be appropriate to invite her and talk about what we spoke about all this while. We are no activists in any form. We're just as the name of my podcast goes, Sollu Kaburz, as in random chit chat, silly chit chat. Not silly every time. Sometimes it might be a little more thoughtful than it sounds. On that note, we'll end. Thank you, Somi. You have a good one, and we'll see you in
thank
the
you,
next episode.
Najeeb.
Thank you all. Cheers.
Thank
Bye.
you.